Hello folks, welcome to Shear Comics, the show where I talk about comics. Yes, it's kind of fairly self-explanatory. Hope you're having a great day. Today on Shear Comics I'm going to take a look at some of the recent comic purchases that I've made, and we're going to start off with the best and worst today in our stack of comic stuff. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. First off is the best of the best, which will have to be Astro City #1. That's right, Kurt Busiek is back, and he's bad in the good sense for Astro City #1. This is one of the best comics in print out there. If you're not reading Astro City, stop what you're doing. Find your friendly neighborhood local comic book shop and buy Astro City and read it. Very good. They've introduced a few new characters, got an interesting new storyline, catches you right up front. It's just really good. I can't say enough about the quality of the writing. The art's good. Of course, you got Alex Ross on the cover. The interior art, not quite as good, but still pretty darn good as far as the art goes, but the story's wonderful. I highly recommend that you read it. Okay, so now that you've seen the best in the stack, let's take a look at what the worst in the stack is, and that is going to have to be Green Arrow #22. Oh, what have they done to one of my favorite characters ever? Poor Green Arrow. Even though they got a new team of writers and artists, I will say the art's a little bit better, the writing's a little bit better, but I just don't like what they're doing with the storyline. Of course, coming up, they're reintroducing Count Vertigo. Okay, that's interesting. Sort of a interesting villain, not regularly one of Green Arrow's regular villains, but because I think originally he was a Flash villain, wasn't he? But it's a real good villain, and I'm interested to see what their take is. But they're doing this whole storyline where Oliver Queen isn't just some guy that's super skilled with the bow. He's part of some mystical archery totem, and there's like these 5 totems. You know, there's the arrow totem and the axe totem and the spear totem. And so like there's this like superhero level guy that's like a master axe fighter and then a master spear fighter, and so Ollie's trying to, you know, find the totem so he can be the ultimate archer, and you know, and of course he finds out it wasn't by chance that he was, you know, lost on that island, that his father was also this hereditary clan thing of the Arrow clan. I mean, the whole story is ridiculous. I just can't say it enough. Please, guys, do something else. Can't we just have like boxing glove arrows? Please, come on. I know I'm old school, but really. Okay. Enough of that. Then we have the continuing saga of Injustice Gods Among Us #6, which I thought is very good. The artwork is good. I am really surprised with the quality of the story, especially the, you know, some of the dialogue. The banter is just some of the best that you'll read in comics. It's insightful, it's funny, it's some really great stuff. It's interesting to see how they're going, because it appears, because having watched all the video game clips, you know, in series, it appears to me that the comic book is taking a slightly different take on the story than the video game did. So it's not exactly following the video game story. So, you know, if you play the video game and you've seen the story throughout, it still may be worth your read to do the comic book, because the story's a little bit different. I guess, you know, it's still like another Elseworlds dimension type story. Well, this is just a slight variation on that. So I guess that's how you could justify it being different than the video game. But actually, I like this storyline a little bit better than the way they did it in the video game itself. So it looks real good. I encourage you to pick that one up. Then we have another travesty of justice, and that would be Justice League America 21. And basically, the Justice League doesn't appear in Justice League 21. Basically, if you've been following Justice League, not Justice League America, excuse me, you'll know that in the last few pages of each issue, they've been reintroducing one of my favorite characters, Captain Marvel, which they are now just calling Shazam, and please do not get me started on that issue. Anyway, I just still call him Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel, aka Shazam, this whole issue is him and Black Adam, the big final standoff. And now let me give you some spoilers here, and of course I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video. I do spoilers here in the video. I cannot believe what they did with this storyline. Only in the sense that it is unoriginal and has been done like a half a dozen times already. Captain Marvel defeats Black Adam. Okay, well that's not a big surprise. But guess how he does it? It's the old, he tricks Black Adam into changing back into his normal self. And of course, since Black Adam's from like 5000 BC, he's like 7,000 years old. So when he changes back to his non-Black Adam form, his Teth Adam form, his Teth Adam form is supposedly suddenly 7,000 years old and ages in a second and dies. They've done that like 4 times at least in that story. It's so unoriginal. And of course, I know some of you are probably going to write in the comments and say, well, you know what, all these origin stories, they're always unoriginal. It's always the same origin story all over. Well, you know, Captain Marvel's had a little bit of variance in some of his origin stories, but I just really was so disappointed that they just went to the, oh, we're going to age Black Adam 7,000 years and have him die again. That was just so wrong. It was just like such a letdown at the end of the comic book. So anyway, there you go. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But also, by the way, the big crossover event coming up this summer is the big Trinity, where you've got the Justice League America, Justice League Dark, and the whole Pandora's box, etc. I'm going to be getting the titles that I normally get. I probably won't pick up the extra. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the trade paperback and get the whole thing on that. The storyline's pretty interesting. I really don't like what they've done with Justice League America. I checked out an issue or so of that and just didn't like it. I mean, the concept's reasonable. Yeah, the government decides to create a Justice League to try to take out the regular Justice League. But really, come on. Anyway. There. Speaking of other Justice Leagues, let's get back to Justice League Dark. Justice League Dark has been holding its own. It's not wonderful, it's not awful. It's just sort of a steady, pretty good comic. They got this whole storyline they've been running lately about John Constantine and getting the House of Mystery back. And it had the Swamp Thing, and the guest stars The Flash for the second issue. And of course, as you can see here, they kind of hint that Deadman and shoot, I can't even think of the character's name right now. That's pretty bad. Sort of have a love interest thing going here. It's pretty good. I still wish they would, play around a little bit with the cast of the group. I like Zatanna. I guess I'm okay with Constantine being on it. Deadman's good. I would really like to see, some others. I would like Dr. Fate, but unfortunately Fate's not in this universe. But anyway, that's another story. Anyway, pretty good comic. Masks number 8. The conclusion of this miniseries. Of course, this has been wonderful. Sort of like your Justice League of Pulps. Probably going to be really good. If you're reading it, you know what I mean. Pick it up. It's a good one. Dynamite has just been putting out some really good comics. Their Vampirilla series, also very good. I'm a real fan of that series. Of course, I picked up their Green Hornet. Of course, interesting storyline. I'm interested to see how they're going with that. This is sort of like the early years. Him and Kato, of course, got some friction. He's trying to run for mayor, run for, keep running the newspaper and be the Green Hornet. Is a lot of drama, trust me. And then, of course, the continuing The Shadow, which, of course, is a very excellent take on The Shadow. Continuing to see it. He's sort of right now doing a multi-issue battling against this apparent woman who's like a nun and has some superpower and is going around killing people, and it's an interesting storyline. The continuing unfolding about revelations about Margot Lane and the whole background. It's been very good. Hope you enjoy it. Well, there you go. There's my stack of comics for today. Hope you enjoyed this issue of Shear Comics. If you liked it, please click the like button. And if you got any interesting comments, please put them below. Always subscribe and share this video with your other geeky, nerdy friends. And thank you once again for watching, and thank you for all your support. God bless.